I'm ready to start trading some crypto. Let me take a look at my crypto portfolio. Massive amounts of Bitcoin liquidations. The Bitcoin bulls are getting wrecked right now. Actually, if you haven't yet, make sure you press that like button and obviously subscribe to the channel for more crypto updates. But why did I make that sad little video just now? Because the crypto market took a little bit of a dump today, that's for sure. I mean, real talk, Bitcoin is down like $2,000 in like a day. It's down to $28,000 again. And I think it might finally be time, guys. It might literally finally be time to do something which I've dreaded for a little while. I've dreaded this and I don't want to do it, but it might be time to stop wearing 2 watches and go for only 1. I've also decided to make the whole ambiance red because it's no time for celebrating today. In all seriousness, all the goofiness aside, we've been talking about a potential Bitcoin breakdown. And you might not agree with me, but I think it can be attributed to this major Bitcoin pattern. And we've been talking about this for before, or I'd say since before, I think like April 3rd or so, even though most of our metrics were actually screaming that the bullish scenario was back. And I still believe that the bull market has officially started. There was one little stubborn indicator that kept on pinging. And actually, there are 2 major hurdles along the way. So like I said, the Bitcoin weekly ascending broadening wedge, which right now has a target for roughly $23.5 thousand, and then even lower, but also just Bitcoin's weekly performance. We've talked before about the most important hurdle for Bitcoin to overcome. And like you can see, because I put a big freaking arrow there, you can see that we got ourselves the breakout. We got ourselves the breakout. Went crazy, went nice, but we didn't get the proper close. And you have to understand that if you have a move, all right, in crypto trading, but it's not properly confirmed, meaning in this case here, the green one here is the breakout candle. The red one as of this point, which has not officially closed, but is there, is the confirming candle. If you only have one, only the red one, only the green one here, only the first candle, you only got yourself a breakout. But most people tend to not trade that because it's not too certain. Again, the reason I'm not concerned is because I have been in the crypto space for a decade. Yes, guys, a decade. It's crazy sometimes, but it is true. And one thing I've learned over all this time is that if you're ever panicking, do one simple thing. It's called zooming out. Now, if you, for example, zoom out on the Bitcoin chart, you can clearly see one very important thing, and that is that it all moves within cycles. This one doesn't have all the history for Bitcoin this chart, but to make it easier to see on a logarithmic scale, just from 2013 alone, again, Bitcoin prices were way lower in the years coming up to this. But just from this perspective alone, you can understand, okay, there will be major hurdles along the way, but eventually they'll be overcome, and the general direction is upwards. So the only thing that sometimes bothers my mind is, okay, should I exactly buy today? Or should I wait a couple weeks, or wait a couple days, or wait a couple months to go for the major purchases? I've showed you guys all on this channel, the major freaking bells ringing at $16,000. I actually use a couple of trading indicators, which I'll talk about probably in a couple days or so. That was actually also flashing. And also, we use a lot of cyclic graphs and metrics that were all pointing to the fact that there was massive capitulation and another spike was about to happen. Again, it cannot guarantee that the next bull run is starting, but it basically showed people were giving up a lot and that a dip with a little rebound was in for rather. And I, for the most part, believe in the Bitcoin halving cycle that showcases that indeed we might have actually seen the highest peak at $69,000, and it might not be crossed until 1 year later, which is May of 2024. Again, it's quite cyclical if you look at every single part of it, but one more very important part becomes quite clear as well. It's just a matter of zooming out. And if you zoom out, you understand, oh well, yeah, there's indeed some down periods, some negative times, but generally speaking, the direction is upwards. And right now, depending on how hard Bitcoin actually falls, there's even a chance that we get back to the 200 weekly moving average, which historically has been a crazy, ridiculously cheap price to buy at. This is again the 200 weekly moving average, and this was, since June of last year, the first time that we've been below the moving average for this long amount of time. And so personally, I think the best way to approach the crypto market and the best, most guaranteed way not a financial advisor, but the best, most guaranteed way is to just keep opening long positions lower and lower. Full stop, all right? You might be looking at me thinking, you're a lunatic, you're crazy, you must be put into an asylum or something like that. Let me elaborate. Last cycle, I've seen a lot of my friends actually open bull positions, so actually like long positions, at $3,000 per Bitcoin, taking it all the way up to $69,000 with some leverage, and that resulted in crazy millions upon millions of dollars of gains. Now, you might say, oh, but it's almost impossible to catch the bottom. You know what a lot of people do, guys? They open a long position because eternally, I think every single one of us is bullish on the crypto market. It can be done for XRP, can be done for Ethereum, can be done for Bitcoin, whatever. And put a pretty tight stop loss. Again, you open these at a point where you're pretty clear, there's been a good rejection, you've seen a good correction, it's probably going to go up. But even if you are wrong and the price actually, had a little deeper of a correction inside of it, by trying to catch again a little bit closer towards the bottom of that specific wave, by opening a long position there, we might be able to catch the wave all the way upwards. And again, it's not about being perfect here, because you might have to try a couple different times, but one of those times you're going to catch the bottom. And the way I personally see it, all those losses will be swept out the window if you're taking your longs on places where the probability of success was already pretty high, following a couple of other indicators. And I might sound like a little magician here. What can he pull out of his hat? But to put my money where my mouth is, there's a free $100 Bitcoin position for any single person that signs up with the link down below to Bybit, completely free of charge. I'll make a full tutorial on Bybit tomorrow, because I just know many more people, if they took the time to learn it well, could do some crazy things with trading. Again, if you're smart with it. If you're a dumbass, like with a lot of other things, you're going to lose money. So be smart with it. But link down below. As long as you've got $100 in your account, I've just quickly read through everything, and it's a fresh new account, with the link down below, you should be able to get yourself a juicy 100 USDT position for Bitcoin. That basically means, let's say you don't want to put your own actual money to risk. Well, just check this out with the link down below, because the way I always see it is, what if you're right? Again, completely free, so just check it out. But of course, always read all the terms and conditions. And if you don't know how to open it all, I've got a tutorial down below already, but I'll be making a new one tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie, the point of this video actually had nothing to do with this trade thing that I'm showing you. I actually found this out whilst I was talking about my long philosophy, and just the sheer fact that I've seen so many people give up. I mean, if you check Twitter, guys, the amount of people that are scared is insane. I know you guys aren't, because, well, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here watching this video. Two main reasons I think things are going down. One, major sell pressure from some big guys. We've talked about a massive Ethereum deposit onto Coinbase. There have been a couple of other massive wallets that all of a sudden have woken up. It could actually be the wake of the Ethereum Shanghai fork as well. But I think the main reason actually has to do with the inflation and the interest rate. Again, just today they said, we're not going to bring the inflation down to 2% for another 2 years or so. And again, there's an expectation for massive rate hikes to continue throughout the year and to basically the foreseeable future. It's just not the most bullish of times from that perspective. Something completely on the side, but that was pretty interesting. $100 million worth of gold was just stolen from Canada's largest airport. Like, what? There's also right now a lot of FUD about Binance. It's really crazy the amount of people that have asked me if it's still safe. I personally still use it and have a ton of money on there. Obviously, I can never guarantee something is safe, right? All I can say is I've got my money on there. I still trust the people there. But at the end of the day, you can only trust somebody so much. I mean, do I really trust my bank fully? Oh, but they're regulated, but do I really trust that fully? No. So from that perspective, I trust Binance enough to keep my money there, but not to keep all my money there. You feel me? People are generally speaking just quite fearful that there's going to be some sort of takedown, but I personally think they're liquid enough. So if a takedown comes, it might hurt Binance, let them pay fines or whatever. If, this is a big if. I don't think CZ is being sought by some crazier powers, so I don't think my money's going to be dried up. Then again, with FTX, I guess, people were saying it was going to happen, but in general, I've never used it before, but I also did not expect them to crash this hard because I expected them to be quite liquid. So at the end of the day, you can never see in somebody's balance sheets, and that might leave you scared or on a fearful note or some. Don't worry about it, guys. It's all part of the game plan, and I'm still extremely bullish. I even turned my light bulb green for that, because I personally think it's just a matter of time before we're back at those all-time highs. I'm just buying like a madman because, well, I like pain, I guess. And even though there's a couple indicators showcasing a little bit of further downside is warranted, the fact that so many meme coins right now are still popping off and a lot of money is going into there still shows me there's quite a lot of excitement in the market by the actual participants. It's rather just a lot of manipulation from the big money that's just trying to push it down here. But again, you can't really control that. You can't really move that. You're just being moved, and so just accept it and know It's all soon going to be over in a positive way. That's about it. See you guys later in another one.